Hey you guys, DT here. Welcome back to another episode of Boom, and today we're booming with DT2, which is a second task force that has tons of fun without me most of the time because I pop in only so rarely, but I decided to do that, and like I told you in the last video, I was also a part of the task force operation. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to record it immediately, so I'm now going to show you replays. I hope you're not going to hate me for it, but hey, replays are still great, right? They happened at one point in time. It may have been like 3 days ago or something like that. No, 2 days ago. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Operation Upper Lip, which I actually haven't been able to take a part in such a long time. I feel like it's been over 5 months since I've been able to do an Operation Upper Lip or like Foxtrot or Mambo or something like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the operation attacks, and let's go ahead and start from the bottom, which also happens to show 2 awesome takedowns, which I am a part of as well. So a little bit proud of myself, but I guess not too much to be proud of because it only was 81 victory points that I brought into towards the piggy bank of the VP piggy bank. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with Mr. Notorious. Whenever I see this nickname, I always think of a Notorious, the rapper. Anyway, just babbling. Okay. So Notorious here comes in and does what I am not so great in doing, you guys. He basically goes in, deploys his Zooks, takes out a few of the mini power cells, and then he smoke screens them all the way to where he wants them to be and make sure that he, is far away from all of the rocket launchers outside of the range on the right-hand side, takes care of the few of the defenses right next to the power core, including the nasty laser beam and a few of the cannons. And just like that, you guys, he takes down the entire gambit all alone, all on his own, you guys. Absolutely impressive, and definitely requires a ton of skill and ton of orchestration. I'm always really upfront with you guys. Sometimes, I'm okay with doing smoke screening, and sometimes I just panic and I choke and I can't finish them. So I was actually watching this live as this was happening, and I was like, oh my god, this is beautiful. I cannot disappoint now that I'm going after this awesome and notorious single takedown. So I went ahead and deployed my heavies and Zookas, and I was really hoping to do a solo takedown, which at one point was looking like it wasn't going to happen, you guys. So I took out all of the, 2 of the rocket launchers. I deployed my troops on the right, I flare them, and then I reflare them up and above the power core. And this is where I got a little bit nervous, you guys. By the time Zookas got there, heavies and Zookas separated, so that was really, really scary. I should have reflared so they were behind the heavies, but I didn't reflare, so it took a little bit of dancing around to make sure that I can get through this operation and come out victorious. On top of that, I was having a major, fat finger moment. I mean, you will see a few things right now. I flared in between 2 boom cannons. Didn't mean to do that at all. And then in a second, I'm going to drop a smoke screen right on top of the power core. Of course, didn't mean to do that either. I meant to drop a shock bomb there, you guys. So basically, I was really sweating because my Zookas were going down quick, you guys, and I only had 1 Zooka left. Literally, 1 little Zooka right over here. Can you even see her? I was shaking so badly. I was like, I am going to lose. This is going to be terrible, but it worked out, so I was pretty stoked. Okay, now let's take a look at the ribbon cable, and I will show you consecutively all of the attacks that took place on it, so you will see with your very own eyes how they took place. Now 4 times the speed. Let's deploy the troops, let's flare them to the left, and let's take care of that little cluster of rocket launcher, flamethrowers, and of course machine guns, you guys. So once that happens, Johnny just runs out of his troops really, really quickly, and just like that, his Zookas and heavies need a little patching up, and they do that. The remaining machine gun, of course, is going to basically just annihilate the ladies, and at this point, they're also within the range of the pesky rocket launchers from the underbelly of the power core. Okay, then we have Aduana, and we go ahead and take a look at this attack too. And this is a very smart move. Let's take out the rocket launchers. I'm all down for that. Don't threaten me with a good time. You got to get rid of those suckers right away. And then shock screening or smoke screening the troops. And then I guess last moment the decision was made to take out the shock launcher. And that's why the troops were regrouped. And we're going now from the left-hand side up and above, getting a little bit of GBE from those mini power cells and just working the way up on the boom cannons right over here. And the girls are going to be taken out pretty quickly. A ton of victory points contributed towards the OP, but instead of concentrating on the boom cannons, Zuka's kind of separated, and I guess we reflared them, and just like that, this is where it ended for Adwana. So let's go ahead and take a look at Mr. Shuffle Rumble, who was the third in the lineup to help out with this clusterous task force base, because if you look at it, everything is in the cluster, right? We got the boom cannons, we got the cannons, we got the shock launcher there, which was now taken out, and the shield generators and more rocket launchers on the right hand side. So I kind of look at it and it's like a little cluster base for me. Unfortunately, Shuffle Rumble wasn't able to take out the remaining shield generator over here. What a shame, but the remaining warrior was taken out by the boom cannon. So let's go ahead and take a look at the fourth attack on the ribbon cable, and this one is done by General. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek, you guys. 4 times the speed, and the ladies are going at the frontal line here, and then a few Zukas remain after a little bit of an explosive situation, and just like that, they are gone. Okay, now let's take a look at Mr. Tony, who attacks it with his Zooks one more time, and let's take a quick peek at how this is going to unveil. So Zookas are going to take out the few defenses here, and unfortunately this was a very quick attack, you guys, because they were just zapped up and annihilated by the remaining defense buildings. So an interesting combo here from King of the King, you guys, with Grenadiers and Zukas. You all know that Grenadiers are not my favorites. There are certain bases where I feel like they're necessary and really wise to use, but most of the time I'm just not impressed with the aim. I'm not impressed with the health that they have, and the damage per second, frankly, is not very impressive. But this really here made sense because they cleared off a ton of mines. They cleared off a few of the defense buildings, and then Zukas deploy right behind them and take out the cluster of the sniper towers up front, and this is the last they're going to do because they were taken out by the mortar and the boom cannon. So let's take a look at a second to last attack on the ribbon cable, and this one is done by Mr. Deuce. I am not sure if it's French or if it's something that I just don't know how to pronounce, but let's just go with that pronunciation. And if you're watching this video, Mr. Deuce, please let me know if I'm completely butchering your name. So we are going to go ahead and take out all of the rocket launchers over here, deploy Zooks on the right, and Zukas will take out the cluster of the sniper towers over here. And I was so worried when they all were just walking straight up towards that remaining sniper tower, because obviously we all know that the little line of those mines is just enough to take out the Zukas. And here is the final attack on the ribbon cable by Mr. Raider. So let's take a look how this beauty had unveiled. So this one here is actually very interesting, you guys. Instead of going straight up, taking out, the remaining boom cannon, and then the cannon and the shield generators right around the power core, he basically just goes ahead and does a little bit of dancing and has fun with his Zuka. So instead of walking out right now and just putting his Zooks in the underbelly, he's like, nope, I'm gonna have fun and I'm gonna take this down in the very last second of this operation. And just like that, you guys, here where I was like, oh my god, the time is running out, just come on. And Zukas run through the suicidal line of all of the mines, and I mean, there's plenty of time left given how little health there was left in the power core, but still I was getting just a little nervous. So just like that, ribbon cable is now a history, you guys. So let's take a look at how Residue was actually taken out, and Mr. Anycat was the first one to open the attack. So let's go ahead and give him a hand of applause being first sometimes just stinks, especially when you're like, oh man, this is going to be painful. Now, a combo of grenadiers, medics, and tanks. Tanks are really fantastic. I do feel like that, in sometimes during the TF attacks, tanks are not the best choice because even sniper towers can take them out, and we've seen that over here already. But this is also, personal preference. Everybody has their favorite troop combo. You know mine. There is no secret about what mine is. And so here is how the last soldier is going to go down. Last medic on the field taken out from Mr. Anycat. So let's take a look at the second attack on the Residue. And the second attack was done by Mr. Master Ma. So here we go. Master Ma jumps in using his ladies and gentlemen, and they're going straight up from the frontal line. And while heavies were absorbing the shock and the damage from rocket launchers, Zookas were taking out the frontline defenses. But as soon as the heavies were gone, so were the Zookas. Let's take a look at the third attack done by Mr. Ghost. Hello, hello. Long time no see, sir. Okay, so we go ahead and do the smoking over here. Flare the warriors up and above and around. And okay, now here comes the smoking part, and we are finishing up this second rocket launcher. And what a pity that the third one wasn't, he wasn't able to take down the third one. But hey, 2 rocket launchers down is better than no rocket launchers down. So let's take a look at Mad, who completes who actually is a part of DT and also part of DT2. So I just only wonder how much time this kid spends on Boom Beach, but I'm just kidding. He actually is an excellent student, and so I don't quite frankly know how he does it. Plays multiple accounts, great co-leader in Dangerous Thing 1, and also is a student. I don't know how he does it. If you got a secret, you better tell me about it, Matt. You better tell me and everybody, because we're curious. Okay, and now let's take a look at a beautiful takedown by Miss Claire. We have another girl in my task force, you guys. How awesome is that? And Claire is using a combo of tanks and medics. I'm gonna go ahead and speed them up because we all know they are slow pokes, darling. They are slow pokes. Okay, so they run over the line of those mines, but they are no trouble. If those were boom mines, or that would be a lot more troublesome and scary, but they weren't, so there is no trouble at all. And the tanks are now rolling slowly up towards the power core, taking out a few defenses in front of them. And this is going to be a fairly short attack, you guys, because the tanks are going to zoom in, narrow down on the power core and take it out. And also with the help of GBE, this is turning into even a shorter of attack. So a really awesome and beautiful takedown by Miss Claire. Thank you very much for throwing such an awesome show in this DF for us. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this awesome review of a lower level task force OP. If you're still looking for a task force to play with, please go ahead and check out DT2 if you are not over 500 VPs. If you're over 500 VPs and you're looking for TF, check out Dangerous Thing. And just remember that it all depends on your team. Just a few months ago, I was doing some operations literally on my own before I opened up my TF and before I put it up on YouTube. And look at us now. Our task force is growing stronger and stronger every day, and I get to meet really awesome people from all over the world through the task force. So if you're looking for a task force, go ahead and check us out. If you don't want to play with us, find another task force, because one of the most awesome parts about being a boomer is being able to boom with your friends. So I will see you guys in the next episode, and I'll see you later, my boom friends. Until then, DT is out.